Can that... How much does that do to someone like a Reaper? Reaper's at like 300 health, right? Sick. I beg your pardon? How much health does Reaper have again? 300. Oh my fucking god, Blizzard, what are we doing here? Alright, okay, so, I want to have a little bit of a chat. I wanna have a little bit of a yap sesh, right? And it's about Roadhog. Yes, this is the third video I do talking about this big old son of a bitch, right? And what I mainly want to talk about is, I think Overwatch itself has a very big problem with, you know, just like risk and reward and things like that. And I feel like it's a problem that's like very, very prevalent with someone like Roadhog. It's with a lot of characters, don't get me wrong. Like, before I really get into this, let me just like give you some Spitfire examples real quick. Fucking, a lot of the new tanks, especially like Hazard, Ramattra, or just some that I want to name. I don't want to go into like massive detail. I'm just spitballing some here. Fucking, you know, like Widow, fucking blah, 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 I don't care anymore. Anyway, let's get back to the topic before I distract myself talking shit on Widow players. So before we really start talking about, you know, what risk, what reward is, what hog is, what all this other stupid bullshit is, I want to more pose a question to everyone who watches this. What would you do with Roadhog? Let's start farming engagement. if they're like, you know, what Alright, well, I whiffed that first shot so horrendously, I just had to take my hands off the keyboard for a minute. But what would you do if you sort of had a chance to sort of, like, change Hog? What would you do with it? This is just sort of me talking about what I would do, my little personal yap session on it, just sharing my own little thoughts on it. I want to hear what other people are saying about the matter, because I think it's pretty important to have, you know, like, a wide discussion. How long have I been yapping? It's been like 3 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this down a lot. So, what I want to start this discussion with is one-shots, and whether or not they are really good for the game, right? Now, the way that I feel about it is I think if a character is going to have the ability to kill you either in, like, one hit or before you can really, like, fairly react to it like this, if a character is going to have the ability to do that, there needs to be a massive amount of risk tied with that, right? Like, what I want to talk about is Roadhog doesn't have a good example of a fair one-shot with a lot of risk to it. It is a hook that's got some pretty... What's the range on this thing looking like, right? Does that hit from back here? It does. It hits from back there, and I got a one-shot off of it because all of the pellets landed on his head. You see, that's like a big thing about Hog that I want to talk about is why the fuck did they buff his headshot multiplier even higher? He did not need that. They saw Roadhog was struggling after they got rid of his trap, so they immediately pumped out a change that he did not need because players are starting to remember how to play old Hog without the trap again. But either way, this is where we are now with a 2x crit multiplier for his headshot because, everybody don't understand, I gotta balance solely off win rates, guys. Everybody wants to play against a 750 fucking health tank who can one-shot you from how long is this? A 20-meter fucking gap. Oh wait, but it didn't one shot that time actually, so it's perfectly balanced, even though it did the last 4 times. Anyway, I digress. What this is there's no risk to doing this because this is what he can do. He can get a kill. Oh, I'm getting shot. Let me go do it on someone like Junkrat. I feel like that'd be a better example. Hold up. All right, and like let's not even get in the way of talking about fucking perks too. Let's fucking, let's grab pulled pork. Yeah, everybody runs pulled pork. I love pulled pork. Oh man, I'm getting shot now. Oh wait, not a problem, because I just hooked him from far as fuck away and got 300 shields from it. Obviously, Roadhog has a problem with the gun, the hook, the heal, the ult. It wouldn't be a problem if they were separate things that maybe like one part of his kit was super strong, but the problem is that all of them are. And what it leads to is just... What the fuck was that? What it leads to is just sort of like, what are you supposed to do against this character? I was playing the other day, like, and keep in mind, this is me faded out of my fucking gourd. I just smoked way too much to even be able to reasonably play. I'm going 5v5 in Roadhog because I'm playing with, like, 2 friends who want... Did I miss that? What are we fucking doing here? Oh, well, at least there's a clickbaity start to the video. Now, granted, I understand that specific angle and that specific shot is something that's going to be happening rare as hell. But still, man. If I could just click on his head at, like, a proper angle and it's just, like, what is he supposed to do about that? Even if it's something like this. He can't do anything about that, dude. So, like, a big problem with it is the crit multiplier is way too fucking high. Roadhog's heal lets him just fucking escape from every situation with no real problem because, like, look at that shit, dude. It's like fucking... Oh, I gotta heal. Let me turn around. Oh, gotta shoot again some more. Let me heal some more and walk away. Oh, time to keep going a bit more. And don't forget, whenever he has his major perks, he has two things that give him more survivability to make him even harder to fucking punish and put down, because this fat bastard needs even more survivability, of course. Like, God, I was going on this story a little bit earlier, and then I got sidetracked. But whenever I was playing, I was absolutely fucking geeked out of my mind, right? I'm playing 5v5 Roadhog, already a wonderful idea, because, like, you know, both of my friends are fucking lame and don't like 6v6, but, dude, I'm ending this game with, like, 30% hook accuracy, right? I'm missing everything, and their Lucio is just so pissed off, because I'm just playing Roadhog. I only ever, like, hooked him, like, 4 times, but every single time I did it, it was on accident, and he was so fucking upset. Why am I getting rewarded with a one-shot for accidentally hitting people? I'm gonna go get the clips of it too. I'm gonna go get 2 of the clips of the most egregious ones. One of them was play, and you're gonna see what I was talking about. You're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I'm like, what is going on here? What is this fucking character? How am I able to play so bad with him, yet I'm able to be rewarded? And the reason is, going back to the start, there is no risk to his kit anymore. He can get this amazing lethality from pretty much any range across of a fucking objective, right? There's hardly any fucking avoiding it because of how big the hitboxes are now after Season 9, and along with that funny little fact, all the characters having higher health, meaning he's going to be landing that hook more often, doesn't matter because a 2 fucking times crit multiplier. And then his ultimate, instead of being hyper-committal, you could just choose not to shoot. You can go with your fucking hook during it. I think being able to go with the hook during it is kind of cool, though. I would keep that, but I would definitely take away you just being able to stop shooting and then go for gas during it. I think that's stupid. It should be very committal. You should have to commit very heavily to it. I have no idea if committal is even a word. Once again, I'm getting so enthralled in the yap, I'm saying words that don't even exist. Now, we've done enough complaining. It's been 15 minutes since I've started recording. Cool, Wolfie started playing. I haven't talked to that dude in like a year. But, what I would do, very obviously, first of all, is revert the fucking headshot change. He does not need this shit, especially whenever we stop and consider, once again, look at the hook icon real quick. That is a 6 fucking second cooldown. It's 8 seconds at 6v6, mind you, so Hog isn't as big of a problem in there, but he's definitely still, like, got a lot of fucking issues. So, let's get into the changes now, right? First of all, oh man, Larry stopped. First of all, no more 2 times crit multiplier, it just needs to go back to simply being 1.5 times, right? In terms of his heal, as much as I want to say he just shouldn't have the ability to move, removing the ability to move during healing would definitely fucking just butcher Roadhog and make him unplayable, and I feel like a lot of people would like that, but overall, no. I still want to be able to play the fucking character I like, right? I think it should be made back to it just being on a long cooldown and doing a lot of healing. I think what should happen... Okay, my ping's fucking spiking like crazy. I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't know, am I downloading something? I'll go check after I'm done recording. I don't want to get sidetracked again. But what I would do, you know, obviously just make that fucking cooldown like how it is. And then where it gets funny is what I would want to do to hook. I would like to just sort of majorly rework the ability and how it works in design, with my new kind of idea being like, you have to hold the button down, and then the longer you hold it, he starts just like fucking swinging it in his hand, and then, you know, like, you can hold it down for like 3 seconds, let's say, and then after like full length, you can just shoot it out and it goes farther than before. Let's say like an uncharged hook is like this distance, right? I feel like that's fair. Like, you know, it's like uncharged hook is right here. You charge it for like a second, it goes back to right here, and then, you know, for like the longest amount of time, it's just like, you know, let's say like you charge it for 2.5 seconds. You know, halfway through that time, it goes back to right here, and then at the full 2.5, we add another 5 meters onto it, and then we're going to add a little bit more damage onto the thing, too. Now, you could, keep in mind, you could very easily just play like a fucking total pussy, sit behind a corner, charge up a hook, reel around, just hit somebody like that, but let's be real, fucking, we were already doing that before. Hog players were already just sitting behind corners, fucking jumping around the side like assholes doing that to people in the first place. It's not really going to be any kind of a new... It's not going to be any kind of, like, a new phenomenon, right? And remember, this is Roadhog we're talking about. He's already loud as shit, so, like, the sound effect for him swinging the hook is going to be loud, too. You're definitely going to be able to hear it, even if you're deaf, right? It's not, like, having to listen to the hook will not be a problem. You're going to be able to hear him wheeling this thing up, and keep in mind, if you are in 5v5 and your tank's just sitting behind a corner charging up a hook, well, congratulations. That's basically like 2.5, 3 seconds where the team just has no tank and you're just able to not have to worry about Roadhog. And then, you know, whenever he does turn the corner, you're going to know, okay, 3 seconds, he's going to turn the corner, he's going to throw hook at us, and then someone's going to get one shot, so let's just get ready to all start using our movement abilities, because this is Overwatch 2. Every character in this game has some kind of a movement ability, so escaping it won't really be that much of a problem, right? And let's say, like, you won't be able to cancel it. As soon as you throw the hook, that's when the cooldowns are going to start. Let's say while you're charging it, you can still shoot. That way you're able to still get off a, you know, charge it for a bit, alt fire, do that. Actually, no, I changed my mind. Let's not make the charge time increase the damage. Let's just make it increase the distance, because you're still going to be able to shoot while charging the hook, but let's say you're not going to be able to reload and you're not going to be able to really cancel it. Except, like, you know, you can, let's say you can cancel it with a melee, but if you do, it still goes on cooldown. No fucking just holding on to that shit forever like an asshole, right? You're gonna have to commit to it. If you start pressing that button to hook, you need to be fully committed to the charge. You're gonna be slowed down while you're reeling it up, so it's gonna be easier to hit you. You have to be a lot more careful. Now, especially with not being able to move while going for your heal, it's gonna make his kit have a lot more risk to it, and thus, it's gonna justify somewhat a little more, maybe, having the ability to one-shot. I don't know, I'm going to crank my hog.